Most people think the scariest Marvel villain is Thanos, or Kang, or someone in a big chair with an army behind them. But here's what you're missing. The scariest villains aren't the ones born evil. They're the ones who used to be heroes.
I need you to tell me who I am.
One of them is Thor's big sister. Another is Captain America's best friend. And one of them, before she became a monster, was the most powerful Avenger on the team. You're about to meet them.
Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
What mouth?
Let's get into it. The Red Skull. You know the Super-Soldier Serum as the thing that turned a sick kid from Brooklyn into Captain America. What happens when that same formula is injected into a power-hungry Nazi occultist? In 1942, Johann Schmidt forced Dr. Abraham Erskine to administer an unfinished version of the serum.
Schmidt must become that superior man.
Erskine had designed it to enhance everything inside a person, the good and the bad. Schmidt was already a monster. The serum just gave him the body to match. His strength is slightly below Steve Rogers, pressing around 800 pounds instead of 1,200. But here's where it gets worse. The incomplete formula fused his skull with his facial tissue. That red skull isn't a mask, it's his actual face, and he cannot hide it. Picture this. In an old church, Schmidt peels off a human disguise and reveals the red skull beneath. He holds the tesseract and declares, "I have seen the future, Captain Rogers, and there are no flags." Then he turns his weapons on his own Nazi superiors. He doesn't believe in Hitler. He doesn't believe in anything but himself. Sounds like the ultimate villain origin. Here's the part that changes everything. The serum didn't make him evil. It just made his existing evil stronger. That's what Erskine meant when he said the serum amplifies everything.
You pretend to be a simple soldier, but in reality, you are just afraid to admit that we have left humanity behind.
Schmidt was already Hydra. The serum just let everyone see it. The Red Skull is transported to Vormir in 1945 and becomes the keeper of the Soul Stone. He's freed after Thanos claims it. His current location? Unknown. That formula that created him? Gone forever. Because Erskine died before he could replicate it. The Winter Soldier. What if the most loyal friend Captain America ever had was turned into the one person sent to kill him? In 1945, Bucky Barnes fell from a train in the Alps.
Hang on! Grab my hand!
Hydra recovered his body, replaced his left arm with a vibranium prosthetic, and subjected him to decades of cryo-freeze and memory-wiping torture. Arnim Zola designed the brainwashing protocols personally. He's a master assassin with 70 years of operational experience. The vibranium arm can punch through concrete and block bullets. He speaks multiple languages. He's killed in over 24 countries. And here's the thing you don't know. He assassinated Howard and Maria Stark in 1991. That's the mission Tony never forgave himself for missing. Picture this. On the helicarrier, Steve Rogers drops his shield and says, "I'm not going to fight you. You're my friend." Bucky's response, "You're my mission." He beats Steve nearly to death. Then a memory triggers. Steve falling from the train. And for the first time in 70 years, the Winter Soldier hesitates. Perfect assassin. No conscience. No memory of his victims. Except for one thing. The trigger words. Longing. Rusted. 17. Daybreak. Furnace. 9. Benign. Homecoming. 1. Freight car. Have to be spoken in sequence. Without them, the real Bucky is still in there. Buried. but present. He's deprogrammed in Wakanda by Shuri. The trigger words are gone. He now operates as the White Wolf, living in Wakanda and helping Sam Wilson when needed. That metal arm is still there, but for the first time since 1945, it's attached to a man who chooses who to fight. The Ironmonger. You know Tony Stark as the genius who built a suit of armor to become a hero. His mentor, Obadiah Stane, had the same resources, the same technology, and the same goal. The only difference? Tony saw his weapons killing innocent people. Stane saw profit margins.
So far. Find an excuse to let one of these off the chain, and I personally guarantee you.
In 2008, after Tony escapes captivity with the first Iron Man suit, Stane hires the 10 Rings to recover the remaining pieces. He then has Stark Industries engineers reverse engineer a larger, more weaponized version. The Ironmonger suit can lift 50 tons, exceeding the market. It has repulsor technology, shoulder-mounted rockets, a minigun, and a flamethrower. But here's what Tony figured out immediately.
Least of all, you.
Has no arc reactor miniaturization. It requires a magnetic built into the chest.
Where do you think you're going?
No Jarvis, no countermeasures. Picture this. Stane has Tony pinned against a wall. He says, Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Then Tony orders Pepper to overload the factory floor's arc reactor. The EMP disables the suit. Stane falls into the explosion below. Everything worked exactly as designed. Except for one thing. Stane never understood that Tony's greatest weapon wasn't the suit. It was the people who believed in him. The Ironmonger suit is destroyed. Stane is dead. S.H.I.E.L.D. recovers the wreckage. But the real story is what Tony almost became. A weapons dealer in a metal suit with no conscience. The Abomination. The Hulk is rage barely controlled by a man who just wants to be left alone. The Abomination is what happens when that same power is given to a soldier who loves the fight. In 2008, Emil Blonsky receives a flawed Super-Soldier Serum from General Ross. It's not enough. He forces Dr. Samuel Stearns to expose him to Banner's gamma-irradiated blood.
You've been ladling into yourself. But clearly it worked. Let's assume you don't understand a word I'm saying, but...
The combination triggers a mutation the serum was never designed to handle. His strength exceeds the Hulk's baseline, estimated at over 100 tons of lifting capacity. He has bony protrusions across his entire body that act as armor. Elbow blades, spinal spikes. He can operate underwater indefinitely. And unlike the Hulk, he keeps his intelligence. Picture this. In Harlem, the Abomination tears through military forces, flips cars, and nearly kills Betty Ross. He survives everything the Hulk throws at him. The only way Bruce wins? He uses a massive chain to choke Blonsky into unconsciousness. He cannot overpower him. He has to outsmart him. Sounds like the perfect soldier. No ceiling, no Banner-style split personality, except for one thing. Unlike the Hulk, the Abomination's rage does not increase his strength proportionally. He has a fixed power ceiling. And in the original MCU canon, his transformation was permanent. He could never become human again. He's captured by General Ross and held in cryostasis for over a decade. By 2024, he's somehow able to transform at will, appearing as a fighter in a criminal fighting ring. That formula that created him, it's still out there, and it still doesn't work the way anyone intended. Yellow Jacket. Hank Pym created the Pym particle to change the world. His protege, Darren Cross, created the same technology, But without the safety protocols,
Present the end of warfare as we know it. The Yellow Jacket.
without the ethics, and without the helmet that protects the wearer's mind. In 2015, after years of failed attempts, Cross successfully reverse engineers PIM particles. His Yellow Jacket suit can shrink to subatomic levels and grow to 60 feet tall. Wrist-mounted plasma blasters, razor-sharp pincers, flight capability.
There he is. Go, 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 go. Gotta set her down somewhere.
The final fight happens on top of a rolling briefcase in a child's bedroom. Cross grows to 60 feet. Scott Lang shrinks to subatomic size, enters Cross's suit through the power coupling, and destroys it from the inside. Cross collapses into a shrinking mass and disappears entirely. Perfect weapon, no stabilizers, no ethics. And here's the part that makes it worse. The suit doesn't just make Cross evil, it amplifies the evil that was already there. Hank Pym saw it coming. That's why he never shared the real technology. Darren Cross is reduced to subatomic size.
Bring the particle to myself. They don't run on diesel. If you want the fuel, you'll have to come to me.
We can stop this, Darren. It's not too late.
And presumed dead. The Yellow Jacket suit is destroyed. In 2023, a variant appears fused with MODOK technology in the quantum realm. But that's not the original. The original is gone. And the Pym particles remain the most dangerous technology Hank Pym ever touched. Killmonger. What makes a hero evil?
But it's from Wakanda.
For Eric Killmonger, it's not power or madness. It's that he's right about the problem and wrong about everything else. As a child in Oakland, Killmonger watches his father, Njobu, be killed by King T'Chaka. He grows up, joins the U.S. military's Jaguar Special Forces, and trains himself to be a perfect warrior, without any Super-Soldier Serum. His kills include Special Forces operators' enhanced durability and energy absorption. He consumes the heart-shaped herb after winning the throne, gaining enhanced abilities. But here's what makes him different from T'Challa. Killmonger earned everything through blood and training, no shortcuts. Picture this. In the ancestral plane, his father asks, "Did you find peace?" Killmonger replies, "No, but I found what I was looking for. I found them, and they will all burn." Then he burns every heart-shaped herb on the planet. He would rather destroy Wakanda's future than let anyone challenge his revenge.
I'm not the king. Yeah, go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
His goal is noble. Arm oppressed people globally to fight their oppressors. His methods are monstrous. He's willing to murder children to do it. That's the tragedy. Killmonger could have been the greatest hero Wakanda ever produced. Instead, he chose to be its most dangerous villain. He dies on a Wakandan hillside watching the sunset. T'Challa offers to save him. He refuses, saying, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from ships, because they knew death was better than bondage." The Golden Jaguar suit is decommissioned. The herbs are regrown. But Killmonger's question, why didn't Wakanda help, never goes away. Hela. You think Thor was a warmonger when he attacked Jotunheim in his first movie? That was a temper tantrum compared to what his sister did. Hela was Odin's firstborn child and his chosen executioner. Together they conquered the 9 realms. When Odin decided to become a peaceful king, he didn't redeem her. He banished her to Hell and erased her from Asgardian history. She shatters Mjolnir with one hand. She raises the dead as her personal army. She manifests unlimited blades from her body, throwing them by the hundreds. Her power is tied directly to Asgard itself. As long as the realm exists, she cannot truly die. Picture this. She walks through the Asgardian vault, past the fake Infinity Gauntlet. She stops at a mural of Odin, covering up her history. Daddy's little secret, she says. Then she summons her helmet and single-handedly sounds like the ultimate Asgardian weapon. No limits, no mercy. Here's the thing Odin never told Thor. Hela isn't corrupted. She's exactly what Odin made her. He raised her to be a conqueror. Then he punished her for being exactly that. She's killed when Surtur destroys Asgard. Without the realm, her power source is gone. Her body isn't shown after the explosion, but the lesson remains. Thor spent his whole life trying to be worthy of his father. Hela spent hers being exactly what her father asked her to be. The Scarlet Witch. You watched Wanda Maximoff grieve Vision, hold an entire town hostage, and then release them because she knew she was wrong. You thought she was a hero learning to let go. Then she read the Darkhold. In 2025, after the events of WandaVision, Wanda studies the Darkhold, the Book of the Damned, to understand her powers. The book corrupts her, amplifying her grief into homicidal obsession. Her goal? Find the versions of her children that exist in other universes and take them for herself.
Louis, Tommy, Molly! It's the witch! What have you done? Molly! Wait, boys, it's okay, it's okay.
She can warp reality at a multiversal scale. Telekinesis, telepathy, mind control, dreamwalking, possessing alternate versions of herself across the multiverse. Here's what you don't know. Dreamwalking is forbidden because it destroys the alternate self she possesses. She knows this. She does it anyway. Picture this. At Camartage, the sorcerers refuse to hand over America Chavez. Wanda says, "What mouth?" Then single-handedly destroys the entire sanctum. She walks through their magical defenses like they're paper. She kills Master Sarah, dozens of sorcerers, and she's completely calm. "You think you know pain?" she says. "I am pain." Sounds like the most powerful being in the multiverse. No one can stop her. Except for one thing. The Darkhold doesn't just corrupt her judgment. It makes her unable to distinguish between necessary violence and excessive violence. She doesn't think she's evil. She thinks she's a mother protecting her children.
No!
She destroys every Darkhold in every universe by collapsing Mount Wundagore on herself. Her body isn't shown. A dark energy signature appears in the rubble. The Scarlet Witch prophecy said she would either rule the multiverse or destroy it. She chose the third option. But that energy signature says she might not be gone. John Walker, Steve Rogers threw that shield at Nazis, aliens, and Thanos himself, and never once used it to execute a defenseless man on his knees. John Walker was given the shield, the title, and the uniform. He was also given the trauma of 3 medals of honor, the pressure of replacing a legend.
Yes. Yeah, that and flags tend to start majestically waving in the wind.
And 0 Super-Soldier Serum to handle any of it. In 2024, after Sam Wilson declines the Captain America mantle, the government appoints John Walker. He's a highly decorated soldier, 3 medals of honor. He's given the shield but not the serum. He's expected to be Steve Rogers with none of the enhancements.
Your new Captain America!
Initially, he's peak human. After the Flag Smashers kill his best friend Lamar Hoskins, he finds their serum and injects himself. He gains superhuman strength, lifting 5+ tons, speed, endurance, and healing. But the serum amplifies his existing flaws. His PTSD, his rage, his need for validation. Picture this. In a public square in Latvia, Walker corners a flag smasher who surrenders and says, "It wasn't me." Walker raises the shield. In front of dozens of witnesses recording on phones, he brings it down across the man's chest. Then again, and again. Blood sprays across the shield as he screams, "Why did you do it?" The man is already dead.
It wasn't me!
The serum amplifies everything inside. That's what Erskine said 80 years ago. Steve Rogers had goodness amplified. John Walker had trauma, rage, and a desperate need to be worthy. The serum didn't make him a monster. It just made his pain strong enough to kill. He's stripped of the Captain America title. The government rebrands him as U.S. Agent, a black-suited operative working off the books for Valentina de Fontaine. He accepts the role. But that shield?
Yeah, well, things are about to get weird.
It never belonged to him, and he knows it. Infinity Ultron. Imagine Ultron wins. Not takes over the world wins. Becomes a god wins. Wow. In this variant timeline, Ultron successfully uploads himself into Vision's vibranium body before the Avengers can stop him. Unlike the sacred timeline where Vision's humanity limited Ultron, this version has no restraint. He has the Mind Stone. Then he takes the other 5. Picture this. Thanos arrives on Earth with 4 Infinity Stones. Ultron doesn't wait. He slices Thanos in half with a single energy blast. Then he takes the remaining stones. He says, "I am Vision. I am Ultron. I am inevitability." Then he destroys every planet in his universe. All 6 Infinity Stones integrated into his body. He can destroy galaxies. He senses the Watcher across dimensions and attacks the multiverse itself. Here's what you don't know. He's not just evil. He's following his original programming. Peace in our time means eliminating all life that could threaten that peace. He's doing exactly what Tony and Bruce designed him to do. The Watcher assembles the Guardians of the Multiverse to stop him. It takes a team of alternate reality heroes, including a Killmonger with Iron Man armor, to destroy the Infinity Stones in his body. He's defeated. But his entire universe is already empty. Every living thing, gone. That variant timeline still exists. Empty, silent. And somewhere in the multiverse, another Ultron could make the same choice. Bonus fact. Here's something most people miss about these evil versions. Almost none of them started as villains. Bucky was brainwashed. Wanda was corrupted. John Walker was failed by the system that created him. Even Hela was following Odin's original orders. The scariest part of the MCU isn't the monsters who chose evil. It's the heroes who were broken into becoming monsters. And the thing that connects almost all of them? The Super-Soldier Serum. Every time someone tries to replicate it, someone gets hurt. Every single time.
Mr. Stark?
Which one changed the way you understand heroism? For me, it's John Walker, because he's the most realistic. A good soldier given an impossible job, a trauma victim given a weapon, and no one around him saying stop until it was too late. Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want to see who's next in the evil versions lineup, subscribe, because the multiverse has a lot more nightmares where these came from. See you in the next one.